The following is a local resident producer's program. The program content is the sole responsibility of the producer and does not necessarily reflect the views or policies of CATV2, Oshkosh Community Media Services, the City of Oshkosh, or Time Warner Cable.
I'm Dixie Jarko. This is Tom Cannon.
Hello.
And Ruth Percy. And we're here to talk about the Lakefly Writers Conference.
Ruth is the director of the Lakefly Conference. And if you go to Lakefly Conference, you're most likely to see Dixie and I as well. We help plan the committee. We'll be there. We'd like to see you, by the way.
Yes. It's a very inexpensive conference as these things go. Ruth, why don't you tell us about that this year?
Sure. The Lakefly Writers Conference is the second weekend in May. It started in 2011, and it's held at the Oshkosh Convention Center in downtown Oshkosh. The event is sponsored by the Oshkosh Public Library and the Friends of the Oshkosh Public Library. In addition, we have co-sponsors including the Wisconsin Writers Association and the Oshkosh Area Writers Club. What else would you like to know?
How much is it?
It's a very affordable conference. I can almost say without threat of getting sued, you're not going to find a more affordable writing conference in the state of Wisconsin. Always, if you register early, it's $45. Normally, early registration ends the month of at the end of March, and then it's only $60 after that. That does include a day and a half of events, as well as a really nice luncheon on Saturday.
What's included in that $45 right now?
Well, usually the events begin on Friday afternoon and go through till the end of Saturday. So you would have probably a choice of between the 2 days. 6 or 7 breakout sessions to choose from, as well as 1 or 2 general assemblies or keynote speakers.
And lunch on?
And lunch on Saturday, which is it's a nice lunch. It's a little bit formal, but it is a nice lunch with the authors and the speakers that are there at the event. So, in addition, on Friday night there is the part of the Lakefly Conference also sponsors a writing contest, actually 4 writing contests. Those winners are announced the Friday evening of the conference at the Oshkosh Public Library.
It's had a beautiful reception in the old part. So if you haven't seen the old part, you need to come.
Usually the library's front doors are open so people can come in the old entrance, which normally is closed because it's not handicap accessible. But so we'll have a nice ceremony there. The winners will get their award, and there's snacks there, and it's a lovely time. It's a really nice night.
Okay. And so we're speaking with you today to hear about the Lakefly Conference and kind of to show people how, why you should go to a conference, how it's important. Before we get to that, why don't you tell us how do you register and where you would go to find information if you wanted to enter the conference?
Great. Sure. The Lakefly has their own website. It's lakeflywriters.org. On that website, you'll find several things, one of which will be a preliminary schedule of events, registration information, hotel information if anyone wanted to stay overnight on Friday, which many people do. And then there also is a page for the contest. The contests are funded by the Friends of the Oshkosh Public Library, for which we are very grateful for. There's usually 4 contest categories. They do change a little bit, but there's usually 4. There are no entry fee and cash prizes. And the only real condition is that you have to be able to attend the awards ceremony in order to...
So who typically attends? We haven't talked about tracks at all yet.
Sure, we try to schedule 3 different tracks for the event. One for beginning writers, and then one for mid-level writers, and then there's usually a category of miscellaneous stuff, memoir writing, maybe poetry, things like that. So in your For beginning writers, we try to offer things on technique, how to set a scene, how to create really good characters, those kinds of things to actually help you improve your writing. For the mid-level writers, we might find more of an emphasis for those people on how do I've got my novel done, how do I pitch it to somebody, how do I get it published, how do I promote myself, how do I do a book talk, get a blog, start a Facebook page. So you might find things of interest for somebody who's like kind of done with the book or has some publishing under their belt. And then, like I said, the third category is maybe for just kind of the things that really don't fit well in the other two, but are still really important, like nonfiction writing, technical writing, memoir writing, poetry.
Maybe true crime. I know you have.
Some of that stuff. Maybe something on the legal aspect that any writer would maybe want to know about. Like a common question is if I publish it on my blog, does that consider it to be published? Can I now submit it someplace else, or can't I? So there are some things that really are of interest to all writers, no matter what level of writer they are. But we do try to offer something for, like I said, 3 different tracks. So there's always should be, and they're not competing. I would never put like 2 detective speakers talking at the same time. So if you wanted to follow, for somebody, it'd be possible for them to just follow a single track, and they'd be very happy for the day.
But you also try to make sure that all genres are accounted for, that there's something in there for the fantasy writer, the romance novelist,
Sure,
short story.
we do try. Well, we also try to have an emphasis on something particular. I try to offer, or we try to offer, there is a committee that helps me, but we try to offer at least 2 things on a particular topic. So if I was a technical writer, maybe there'd be something on technical writing, but I would expect that there'd be something else on that schedule that would also entice me to come, so it's not just like the one thing that I'm interested in.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the contest? Because just from meeting some of the contest winners, I mean, they're kind of a cool group of people. They're interesting and eclectic, and I think it's really helped some of them. One of the person we interviewed here, Dan, I think it really helped give him something on his resume, and it forced him to write and do something very well.
And now he has a contract.
Actually, you have 2 guests on your show that won, because I believe Billy Joe Dearson also won a contest.
Dan Anderson and Billy Joe Dearson.
Yeah.
For 2016, what are the categories?
Short story, flash fiction, poetry, and a new one this year is an essay contest for people that are 17 and under. And most of the time, like the short story and the flash fiction, I think, have a theme. So there'll be a theme to kind of narrow
It's
down.
Wisconsin choices.
Yeah.
So we kind of left it vague, so
Yeah.
you can interpret it how you will.
I have to say that I'm not part of the judging. They do blind judging. The judges are not members of the Writers Club or really associated with the conference. And I think most of them are not even writers, although they're very good readers. They love to read. They read voraciously. But so the contest part, I don't really have much to do, and I've like a couple people have emailed me like Wisconsin Choices, like what does that mean?
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And it's whatever you want it to mean, I guess.
Yeah.
If you were going to enter, by what date do you have to have that
The
in?
deadline this year is February 27th, and then usually what we do is we will notify the winners by a certain date, and then when all the winners have been notified and we're sure that they can attend the awards ceremony on that Friday evening, then the thing kind of goes out to let the other people know, if you haven't been notified yet, I'm sorry, but you're not a winner. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try that again. We have people who enter every year, which is wonderful. And one woman, I think, did it the first 2 years, and then the third year she did win. In fact, she won first place that year. So don't give up. I will say, because they are free and there's cash prizes, there's a lot of competition, and we do get a lot of entries.
But you have to live in Wisconsin or attend the conference.
Yeah,
That's
you have
one
to
of them.
live in Wisconsin, go to school in Wisconsin, or attend the conference.
Yeah.
And attend?
Or.
And certainly if you live in Wisconsin but you can't make the award ceremony, we'll have to go to the next person who placed.
Okay, so contest, free contest with cash prizes, 2-day event with different tracks that'll appeal
Yep.
to anybody in any
We have
level.
raffles, fun
Raffles.
raffles.
Yes.
But that's not all. Can you talk to us a little bit about the WWA's participation and
Sure.
the conference?
WWA has been, I think they partnered with us for 3 out of the 4 years now. What they have is, it's actually kind of two
What
parts.
is the WWA?
Wisconsin Writers Association.
Okay.
They're a really good organization. I recommend joining them as well.
Statewide, they've been
It's a
around
sta- yeah.
since forever.
It's been at least 60 years that they've been around. And they're a good organization. They have a conference in the fall, and they're just a good organization. What their partnership with us is going to entail is they will have it's two parts. One part will be where an author can come and rent a table and sell their books for the day. This would be on Saturday. And then the other part is more of a bookstore type setting where an author can bring 10 copies of their book. Somebody else sells it for them for a small fee. And that way you can be selling your book. I think you do have to come back sometime in the day to be available for an autograph session. But you can attend the rest of the conference then, and you're not stuck at a table all day, just talking to people or not being able to take advantage of the other things that the conference has to offer. In addition to having authors, they also will have people with they're selling services such as proofreading, publishing, web design, promotions. The back half of the writing process is
It's
getting
kind of a full service.
yeah, full service is a great word for it.
Yeah.
And you can contact the Wisconsin Writers Association if you would like to get a table there. They have a website, which I believe is www.writers.org. I'm not positive. You guys will go ahead and correct me later. And then all the information is available on their website. They've been a wonderful partner. They're really easy to work with. And there's been very complimentary people who have participated in their book expo, whatever you want to call it, in the past have been really pleased. I need to mention also that while that is part of the conference, it is in a separate room and it is free and open to the public. So if you didn't want to attend the conference, but you want to go and see who these authors are, most of them are statewide authors. If you wanted to just check out what was there, you could come in and there's no charge for that at all. And it might be maybe you've got a friend or a neighbor or relative who's going to be there selling a book. You can come and stop and talk to them and support them for no charge.
So you haven't said, where is this conference located?
The conference is at the Oshkosh Convention Center in downtown Oshkosh.
Beautiful. It's right near the library.
It's near the library, it's near the lake, it's easy access to the hotel, which has been recently renovated. So
Along with the convention center, which is
yeah.
just beautiful.
yeah, and they have every time we go there, they've made improvements to their rooms, whether it's adding ceiling projectors or something. It is a really nice facility, and we're very lucky to have it.
So will you be having pitches this year again?
Yes, this year we're going to have 2 people that will be taking pictures, and possibly as many as 4. As we're taping this, it's still early in the planning process, but there is a woman coming from, it's Roots, Reuts, Publishing in Milwaukee, and I apologize if I'm slaughtering that. Her name is Ashley. They do YA and NA.
What's NA?
I was hoping you would know.
New adult?
Yeah.
It's 18 through 21 through 25 age, which is a new genre.
Yeah, so they print 12 to 24 titles a year. And so she'll be there on Saturday taking pictures. Her name is Ashley. And then another gentleman, Philip Martin, is representing Creek Hollow Press.
Oh.
He has his hands in a lot of different things, but that, I believe, is who he'll be representing. And he's looking for pretty much anything. He would really like some good fantasy, but he's telling me that's really hard to find. But he's open to even nonfiction. So anything, they mainly do adult fiction and nonfiction, but he's pretty much open to anything.
Now, I have to tell you, my name's Dixie Jericho, and I write under Daisy Jericho, and I met my agent at a Lakefly Literary Writers Conference. And I have 2 books published through her, so there's definitely opportunity for success if you want to go give a pitch or just get critiqued on how your pitch is. These people are very accessible, they're very nice. Give it a shot.
And this year, the pictures will be on Saturday. This year, we actually have a program on Friday on how to give a successful pitch. So I don't want to set anybody up for failure. We're going to try and give you the tools you need on Friday so that you can go in there on Saturday and just like blow their socks off and hopefully get a book deal.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
Be there.
well, and that's one of the advantages of going to a conference is to network, meet
Yeah.
people, and if you get a chance to do those pitches, even if it doesn't lead to a book deal, there's nothing like actual experience of talking to
Yeah.
an agent, a publisher, and saying the words to try to sell your book. It's just a
Now,
great
is there
practice.
an additional cost for this? Because generally there's a $10 or $20 cost when you're going to pitch to an agent.
There's no additional cost. It's part of your $45 or your $60
Wow,
fee
that is awesome.
when you register.
Because I have paid to give these practice pitches at other conferences, and nothing happened.
We feel really strongly that everyone has a story to tell, and we want to do our best to give people the environment and the support and the connections and the tools that they need to get that story told. It is now easier than ever with all these changes in the publishing industry. It is now easier than ever to get a book published or an anthology or whatever. Maybe you just want to try to get a column in your local newspaper, whatever it is.
Or even some of the people in our writing group are writing their memoirs, their life stories, just for their families. But they
Yes.
want a polished effort when it comes out.
Yeah, and it's so
We can
easy,
help you get
and it's
there.
easy now. It used to be if you self-published, it was really frowned upon. It had a reputation of being poor quality work. That's just not the case anymore. It just isn't. And now that it's more likely that there's an opportunity for you to get your stuff published, we want to be able to open those doors for you, for that to happen for you at a really affordable price. Some of these other conferences, like I won't mention, and that they're great conferences.
I've paid $200. I've
Yeah,
paid.
plus a hotel and everything. You can easily spend $500 on a good conference. And I think that the quality of ours is just as good. And people have told me that. I'm not just saying that. And in fact, some of the speakers that we've gotten, or many of them, also do these other conferences. But
People say this conference is a very friendly conference. It's probably the most friendly conference they've ever been at.
well, we do try to do some unique things to make it a memorable experience. That's what we're striving for, is that it's a positive experience that you are there for, and that when you leave you are inspired, and hopefully it'll last for the whole year. But even if that feeling just lasts until you get home and get your first draft done, or you get some letters out, some query letters out, I'm okay with that. But the idea is that this isn't just for people that are really established or that they want to make a living at this, because we all know you can be a really good writer and you are still going to have a daytime job.
So, yeah, I think that